morning, everyone. It is Thursday. It's a little bit hard to believe because it seems like this week has just flown by. You know, when you have so much going on, you kind of get the days mixed up.
Right.
Like I'm thinking we're a day ahead, but it's obviously not Friday today.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I know you've been spending a lot of time out at the beach, and so I'm thinking it's no wonder your week is all screwed up.
I know,
because
it seems like a weekend.
Every
like
week, every day of the week.
But not today.
No, and not yesterday. I'll tell you what, it was chilly. The rain started yesterday. Actually headed into downtown Grand Rapids last night for to go to one of my favorite places, the JW Marriott. And you know, it's so beautiful to be there when the sun is shining, when skies are clear.
Right over the water, because it's right along on the east bank of the Grand River.
Oh yeah, it was really beautiful. Nice. The other thing that I really love, especially when it's raining, is the valet parking. They have there.
They're the best valet people there.
They do. They're so polite. They're right spot on, and I thought I don't even have to mess up my hair, but I was actually there for the...
It's all about the hair.
Yeah, exactly. All about the hair. Well, I was there because of the Inforum event that was there last night, honoring and celebrating the achievements of some amazing women.
Right, which we previewed earlier this week on our show.
Exactly. So I headed down there and had just a wonderful evening. Of course, two of our very own, Eva Gary Cooper and Diane Kanowski, were both honored as amazing women, and I was there. Jordan Carson was there as well. So it was just a really super great event. Of course, on our show earlier this week, we also talked to Terry Lynn Land, and so I had to get a picture with her as well. And this was an interesting event because instead of having all the honorees come up on stage, every honoree was at a different table. And I ended up at a table with one of my very favorite women, Patty Butcher. She was the LPGA Teaching Professional of the Year for the entire LPGA organization last year. She's the Executive Director out at Blythefield Country Club. She's one of the best golf teachers you'll ever find. And so I just happened to be at Patty's table. She was also a swing coach for both my kids, Jacqueline and Jacob, so we had a chance to get caught up. And
Did you talk golf all night?
We talked part of the night about golf, but we also talked about, she's actually speaking all over the country about excellence and achieving excellence. She kind of starts with the framework of golf, but then builds that about how do you achieve excellence, how do you accomplish great things, setting high goals, and then doing the work that you have to do to accomplish that, which is, you know, really part of what the Inforum organization stands for, allowing women to network and have these great opportunities together.
Right. We've been able to partner with them and show a lot of, they brought Padma Lakshmi in and some really other great speakers for women. There are a lot of men at these events too, you know, supporting local business. Really, really cool. They're doing a lot, and we hope to continue to show the great stuff that they're doing.
It was wonderful. So I was glad to be there as a part of that wonderful, wonderful event last night. I was talking to Diane after the event, and I said, you know, there were so many women, more than 20 women who were honored and recognized. We need to have some of them from all different organizations come on to 8 West to just kind of talk about how they've been able to be successful and how they've achieved so much in their lives. So
there's a lot to learn from other people, a lot of West women. Well, I learned something recently. We actually went out to dinner at a place in Spring Lake. It's called Old Boys Brew House. It's a restaurant basically, and they have a wonderful patio in the summertime where they have live music right there, and you kind of sit there, and it's the entry that's on Spring Lake, kind of going the channel into Lake Michigan.
Beautiful place this time of the year.
Really, really nice spot. And made a discovery as we were having dinner right there on the patio that I did not know. Did you know that the Grand Lady Riverboat actually docks there? I had no idea. I hadn't even seen it in a while, and I always, when I'm driving from downtown Grand Rapids to the Granville area, I always see it there on the right-hand side because that's kind of their home base where they have there. And they do these river, and I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen the Grand Lady in so long. It's really nice memory. So I was really shocked, and I actually went on their website last night to see a little bit of because I didn't even know that they were still doing it. But they do the dinner cruises, they do all the fun stuff. They go from that spot, which is kind of Granville area, over to Spring Lake and Grand Haven. Really, really cool. I think the last time I was on was a friend who had gotten married, had a wedding on there.
Really? They do wedding receptions?
They do wedding receptions, and then when my mom graduated with her master's degree a long time ago, we actually did a little cruise dinner with the family, something a little bit different to kind of celebrate. So really great time of year to really head out on the Grand Lady.
I had no idea.
She's still around.
Isn't that interesting? I had no idea. You know, I drive by there. I always kind of gauge the water level of the Grand River by how much of that parking lot
really high there.
Covered up.
Well, they're often flooded, you know, when we have a lot of rain and everything too, which we had a very rainy spring, and so I don't know know exactly, you know, I haven't seen it there, so maybe they're actually temporarily in
moved
some
out
other
of there.
spots.
Yeah,
that
maybe
could be
so.
it.
It'll be interesting. That's one thing I've never, in all my years here, you know, more than 2 decades here in West Michigan, I've never been on that boat.
You
so
haven't?
So I'm going to have to do that sometime.
It's really
It sounds
cool.
like a blast.
It really feels like you're something like in the South, you know,
Yeah.
going down the Mississippi and you're on this really beautiful old boat.
Right.
And just kind of going through and seeing, you know, the land and with the things on the side, some homes. And it's really, really a cool experience. I'm going to look into that again and see what they're offering these days, because it just triggered something in me when I saw them. I mean, you saw through the picture, we're sitting there on the patio eating behind my husband. I'm like, hey, there's the Grand Lady.
Isn't that great? Maybe, you know, we should maybe talk to him about doing an 8 West cruise. Take some of our special friends along. And
that's a great idea.
Awesome.
That is a fantastic
idea. To make work
idea.
of that. Well, I have to tell you that I was off yesterday because of a very special day, and my eyes are not puffy at all. I've not cried at all.
You didn't?
I did not cry. You know, and the interesting thing about it is, I was telling you, there's a little bit of a mix-up in the flight plans. My daughter Jacqueline is studying in Spain now. She'll be gone until the early part of July, so a couple of weeks. She's taking 2 classes over there, and originally there are 10 kids from Ferris, and then 2 professors are going to on this study abroad program. Well, they originally were supposed to leave out of Grand Rapids, but somehow the reservations were made out of Detroit. So instead of taking her for this tearful farewell at the airport, I took her to the parking lot at Woodland Mall, where they met up with some other kids. This is Chad, and then Jacqueline's roommate will be Mandy, the gal wearing the West sweatshirt. There we go. And I did want to show you that Jacqueline is such a good packer. She's going to be gone. This is all that she's taking with her.
For how long? How long is she going to be gone?
2.5 weeks.
Good for
Small
her.
suitcase, a backpack, and a little purse. So
I don't know if I could do that. But then when you get to, she's traveling far. She's going to have to carry that.
Right.
And so it's good to travel light too.
I think
Plus,
so.
when you're there, you're going to have access to washers and dryers, hopefully, too.
Right, yeah. They spend the first couple of days in a hotel in Madrid. They landed in Madrid about noon our time today, or about 6 o'clock our time, noon Spain time. And they're staying in a hotel for the first couple of days, and then they live with a host family for the rest of the time. So anyway, it's really
cool.
She went with no cell phone and no computer. So I'm not even sure. I have not even heard from her since they were in the airport at Atlanta.
It's going to be great. Have you been to Spain before?
No, I haven't. I've been to Germany, but that's about my only travel in Europe.
Yeah, I've been to Spain, and it is
beautiful.
Very, very cool.
She was a little concerned about the food. I was going to say, I bet.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I bet she's going to really love it over there. So anyway, so if I get any pictures, I'll definitely pass them along.
I look forward to that. Thing I'm looking forward to, and I'm hoping that the timing is right. We were laughing about this actually before the show started. My baby is going to be arriving about the time of Art Prize, and my last child was actually 2.5 weeks early, and so we could be hitting this. We're going to be on Baby Alert during Art Prize this year, but registration for Art Prize actually ends today for that event, which takes place a little bit later, September 21st through October 9th.
It's amazing. This will be their 3rd year of Art Prize. And, you know, we kicked off 8 West the first week of Art Prize.
This is the winner of last year by Chris Laporte,
which was wonderful. And of course, we have had so much international attention on Grand Rapids because of just the amazing works of art. And so it'll be interesting to see if you have a special delivery before the big announcement of the winner.
I want to see Art Prize, so I'm hoping I get in some days at least. You know, going early is always a good thing, because that last stretches can be a little miserable too.
Yeah, that's right.
And so really, really fun. I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully we have a great show. Last year we did the show we did, got a very special award, and we were really excited about that.
Yeah, which was really great. My last pregnancy, by the way, was overdue and had to be induced, so I'm hoping that maybe that's your...
Oh, well, thanks.